The Grizzlies have made a perfect signing. The former San Antonio Spur, Charles Bassey, will become a Memphis Grizzly, and that's Zach Kleiman making the moves once again, saying we need rebounding and we need it now. I didn't mean for it to come out like that, but that's just kind of how it happened. What's going on, everybody? Jared Alator here for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. Thank you so much for watching the video and want to shout you all out. We seem to be getting back into the flow of things, the rhythm of things off the last Cedric Coward video that we did. So obviously appreciate that. Always want to push out the content whenever we get these updates, news, injuries, game breakdowns, so much more. But 39% of you, shout out to you doing the assignment. Subscribing to the Grizzlies Digest YouTube channel. 62% of you have to subscribe to the channel so we can ride out the season together. I mean, it's here right now, and I've said, hey, it's just around the corner. No, this is right here, right now. So let's get right into the video. And the news from last night, ESPN's Shams breaking the news that the Memphis Grizzlies planning to sign center Charles Bassey via the hardship exception. Sources tell ESPN. Grizzlies currently have Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen, Brandon Clark, and Zach Edey sidelined for extended periods, clearing the way for a 10-day hardship signing. So the Grizzlies obviously need a more size, because I saw in one of the games, couldn't remember if it was one of the games, the Heat or against the Pacers, where PJ Hall literally came in at like the 7.5 mark of the first quarter. And while there's no disrespect to him, we're going to need him. We're going to need his minutes still. It is a harsh reality for the Grizzlies that they do need size, and they need rebounding, they need rejections. But just a little bit about Charles Bassey and his history, going back to his San Antonio days. But he's a pretty athletic guy. I mean, go up there, block a shot, and running down the floor. He's not really going to be known for scoring the basketball a whole lot, but I think his interior defensive presence is going to be what kind of sets him apart from everything else. But for Bassey, he's a young guy, and you can still get plenty of reps in the NBA, and I think he's kind of an underrated paint defender. So I think the Grizzlies are getting a good one here, and it's something that they will need to monitor. I think Bassey's 10-day period it won't overlap the Zach Edey injury per se, so there'll still be a little bit of a gap before Edey gets back, but you still need size, and you need it pretty much immediately. As we take a look at Charles Bassey's per 36-minute stats last season with San Antonio, 15 points, 14.6 rebounds, 2.9 blocks, 58% field goal percentage. So I think that's all going to change, because you're going to have the ball in Ja's hands more, Jaren's hands. The Spurs were a team that was trying to, I don't mean to do like the whole boyfriend-girlfriend thing, like trying to find yourself, but the Spurs the past couple of years, even with Wembanyama, who missed the second half of the season last season, they were still trying to find themselves. But if you look at what the Grizzlies do, they have plenty of ball handlers, they have plenty of playmakers, the guys who can shoot the ball and score. I mean, outside of Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr., you also have Santi Aldama, who will let it fly, Cedric Coward, who's been balling recently. You still got Jock Landale, who's not afraid to let it fly either. Javon Small, who's been a pretty good facilitator as well. But it's just adding on to what we know this Grizzlies team can be. And I think it's a great move by Zach Kleiman, front office, make some real good moves over the last few months. But I think that this is one where we can say, okay, let's just reset, take a little break. Let's get someone in here who has plenty of NBA experience, plenty of NBA reps with San Antonio. Let's allow him to get in here, get some minutes, kind of ease the tension while Brandon Clark and Zach Edey remain out. As this is from a pair of Sharkey of the Beale Street Bears. More on Bassey. The Memphis Grizzlies didn't waste time on choosing which position group needed the most help with their signing of Charles Bassey. With a 2-1 record, 3 games into the 2025-26 season, Bassey joins the team on a 10-day contract as part of a hardship to stabilize a front court rotation that has struggled without Edey and Clark. So kind of going off of what I just said there. Jock Landale has been the Grizzlies' starting center and will likely retain the role moving forward until Edey is available to return. However, his defensive struggles, specifically his lack of rim protection, made the team's choice of picking between a big man or additional ball handler an easy decision. With a 2-game West Coast trip on the horizon, Bassey joins the team to provide depth with potential to capitalize on an opportunity to remain on the roster if all goes well. So, more on that, more on Bassey if he can actually maintain his 10-day contract or past his 10-day contract. The Grizzlies' current front court rotation consists of Jackson Jr., Jock Landale, Santi Aldama, and wing players Cedric Howard, John Conchar, and Omax. Mixing in time at power forward, rookie point guard Javon Small and second-year guard Cam Spencer stabilized a backcourt rotation that is missing Jerome and Pippen Jr., proving their depth in the front court could stand to have an add-on. Now, what I was talking about earlier to see if the injury would overlap, I don't think it will, but this is what Sharkey says. Zach Edey's projected earliest return on his injury timeline is a little after Bassey's 10-day contract expires, providing him at least 5 opportunities to either stick on the roster or sign another 10-day contract if Edey remains out. The Grizzlies finally won a rebounding battle and prevented crazy amount of points in the paint against the Pacers and figure to not have much trouble in that department against a small Warriors lineup. So, yeah, I mean, you have to have rebounding in this league. And for Jock Landale, yeah, he can let it fly, but your main center, he's not providing what you need on the defensive end. Then it seemed to be a pretty easy move for the Grizzlies to make, and I think a good one, a necessary one, until Edey gets back. And I think that, you know, it's obviously I'm not a fan that the Edey injury happened, but if it was going to happen, or even the Jackson Jr. injury, I mean, he came back in the preseason. Now he's here, but you'd rather have that happen in the offseason when nothing's really happening. That way he can get some time, get back on the court. But for Edey, I mean, he's not missing a lot of time in general in terms of the basketball season. But the Grizzlies don't want to play around here. They know what they can do. They see Cedric Howard. I guarantee you, Zach Kleiman sees Cedric Howard and go, we're not going to let this season go to waste just for a few games because we can't rebound the basketball or play defense. And that's the main story is that, hey, look, if you can, I don't care if they score 30 points in the second quarter. Don't allow them to score 40 points, 45 points. I mean, that's just inexcusable, you know, and that was an issue for the Grizzlies in the second half of last season. I hope they don't do it this season, but either way, they need defense, they need rebounding. They addressed that with signing Charles Bassey. Grizzlies on the road to face Golden State. Obviously, that'll be a tough one, but let's see what they can do. We won't see the usual Draymond Green, Zach Edey altercation, which we're gonna all miss out on, I'm sure, but we'll not get that unfortunately tonight. But that is what's going to do it for us. Charles Bassey to the Memphis Grizzlies. Hit that comment section down below. Your thoughts on that. You can like this video, comment on this video, share this video for so much more. Jared Altor for Grizzlies Digest. We'll see you in the next video.